Welcome to Eagle News. Our topic today is GOP excited about revealing Biden's weaponization of government, sunlight is best disinfectant. Accountability for the Biden administration, according to House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, begins today. The weaponization of the federal government by President Biden has generated some excitement among House Republicans, with one remarking that sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. In order to look into how the Biden administration used the federal government against regular Americans, the lower chamber GOP is looking to establish the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government, which is likely to be led by Ohio's Jim Jordan, chairman of the Judiciary Committee. Republicans are excited about the panel, from leadership to the newest members, according to recently elected House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, our who told Fox News Digital. In our commitment to America, House Republicans outlined a strategy for how we would hold the Biden administration responsible. That starts right now. We will start holding the Biden administration accountable by exposing their assault on the constitutional liberties of hardworking Americans by establishing a select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government, stated Scalise. Elise Stefanik of New York, the chairperson of the House Republican Conference, said in an interview with Fox News Digital that House Republicans are committed to halting the political weaponization of the FBI and DOJ's abuse of authority and restoring a government accountable to the people. In addition to conducting an unprecedented raid on President Trump's home, illegally paying Twitter to censor stories for political gain, and continuing to provide cover for Hunter Biden, Stefanik claimed that the American people have witnessed these corrupt agencies fully weaponized against the Biden administration's political opponents. Imagine how these corrupt agencies could be used against the American people if they could do this to a former president without being held accountable, she continued. House Republicans are strongly signaling that there will be accountability and that we will disclose the truth. The previous head of the House Rules Committee, Rep. Pete Sessions of Texas, told Fox News Digital that the subcommittee will discover years' worth of overreach by the federal government and that sunlight is the best disinfectant. I have stated my intentions, and so have my other Republican colleagues. Democrats have never bothered to share as much federal information with the public as the 118th Congress will, added Sessions. He stated, I am convinced that this panel will expose years of federal agency intrusion on our constitutional freedoms. In this case, too, I think sunlight works the best as a disinfectant. I have faith in Chairman Jordan's direction of the entire committee. August Pfluger, a fellow Texas Republican congressman, told Fox News Digital that he had been concerned to learn about the suppression and interference by former intelligence community experts and federal law enforcement agencies, like most Americans. The new Republican majority, according to Pfluger, is committed to bringing transparency and accountability. I hope that the steps taken to look into and hold monitoring agencies accountable for their violations of free speech will root out corruption and focus them on their appropriate job to keep Americans safe, not silenced. Josh Breckin, a rookie Republican representative from Oklahoma, claimed that the subcommittee is just the start of the GOP's push for government transparency, adding that the Biden administration has weaponized the FBI and other government organizations to go after the American people for the past 2 years. We were able to persuade Speaker McCarthy to approve the creation of a committee in the form of the church thanks to the tireless efforts of the Tenacious 20, of which I was happy to be a member. The conservative movement's initiatives to hold our government responsible and restore America to its limited government basic ideals are just getting started, Breckin threw in. In his most recent book, Justice Corrupted, How the Left Weaponized Our Legal System, Republican Senator from Texas Ted Cruz said that America very much needs a committee in the style of the church. He claimed that the abuse of power at the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Central Intelligence Agency is the focus of his book. Cruz said in reference to the House Rules package, I think we very much need a real church-style committee studying it, and that's part of the arrangement. Rep. Chip Roy, a Republican from Texas, told Mark Levin of Fox News that the creation of the church-style committee is a positive step and that the GOP leadership and he all agree on the job of the committee. Roy told Levin that they could hold as many hearings as they desired. But you and I both understand that if we don't take some action to stop the bureaucrats from committing this nonsense, we should stop that. The panel would investigate how the executive branch collaborated with other organizations, including private sector businesses, to facilitate action against American individuals, in addition to how it collected information on citizens. The Twitter files information, which demonstrated how the Biden administration collaborated with social media companies to censor content and take action against users, according to Axios, served as inspiration for this in part. According to the outlet, additional topics could touch on the politicization of the FBI, Dr. Anthony Fauci's handling of COVID-19 misinformation, and the Justice Department's decision to intervene in cases involving threats against school board members after the National School Boards Association wrote a letter to President Biden comparing some parents' actions to domestic terrorism. The resolution specifies that the subcommittee's task would involve a full and complete investigation and research and a final report due on January 2, 2025. The group has been compared to Senator Frank Church's, Democrat Idaho, Church Committee from the 1970s, which looked into executive branch intelligence abuse. Rep. Gerald Nadler, Democrat New York, the leading Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee, told The Times that he did not think this new subcommittee was comparable to Church's. According to Nadler, the Church Committee was a serious and bipartisan attempt to reform the conduct of the intelligence community, based on hard and verifiable evidence, whereas the new subcommittee is fueled by conspiracy theories and slated to be run by the most extreme members of the MAGA caucus. With the House GOP's initial bill focusing on the Internal Revenue Service's proposal to hire 87,000 new agents, congressional Republicans have made it a primary priority to limit the scope and authority of the federal government.